Hey, I'm Gavin.
And I'm Johnny, and this is Behind the Beach Bars podcast.
We're the founders of the Beach Bars, a group of local bars here on the Sunshine Coast built with purpose and passion.
In this podcast, we're going to take you behind the scenes and tell you about our journey, our people, our partnerships, and how we run and operate this business.
It's for locals, for team, or for anyone who's curious into what goes on behind the scenes of building a business you believe in. All right, so we've been pouring your mate's beer and brewing Tim Adams coffee since the day we started.
And today, we've got the legends behind those brands to talk about building partnerships that actually matter and keeping it local.
From our perspective, the values in the beginning were like a bit of a, corporate wanker. They didn't really matter. But now that we've got 100 team on board, it's like all of a sudden we realised the values are actually so important in terms of the way, like Johnny can't literally talk to every single person every day. So it's like, you need to have the way you guys live and operate your lives or as business, and that like filter down over people and make sure that you're hiring, firing, encouraging people based on the way you want them to be. I'm curious to know, is like, does values play a part in your business? I mean, they obviously play a part in who you guys are and how you operate, but are there like official values for the business and how they play out?
We had original values and they probably weren't corporate enough. Yeah. It was like, we work hard, we play hard, and just like stuff that me and McGarry had written down was just us two in the business. We're really fortunate to have a mentor. He was an ex-CEO of Stonerwood, and saw them from about 8 years, I think, till after COVID. And once they got sold, he didn't re-enter the business. And he's like, hey, look, these are really personal values to you guys, but let's recreate them. We talk to our values nearly every week, and mainly one, to celebrate people who've been living those values, because you can't live them all at the same time. Like, you've got passion, inclusivity, mateship. There's 7 values that we always talk to. Keeping it simple. You can get distracted really easily. And then you kind of look at the values and like, oh, that's right. Like, we talk about accountability, and that's what I've got one number and one real kind of job role. Maybe I should just focus on that, or and even mateship. We made sure that was our value, because that's where we started. We have Mate of the Month, so whoever's been, that people vote, they get, a gift voucher and a free carton of beer, and they're, whether they like it or not, a big picture of them up in all the staff offices, and it makes people vote, whether they're voting for themselves or not, I don't know, but the staff do get into it, because before that, it was kind of just words on the wall, and I think that's the hardest thing, is having words on the wall, but actually living them day to day.
Totally.
And is it fundamentally just saying good day to everybody is the first start. Just make sure you dress everybody, whether you're having a good day or a shit day. How you going, mate? Sometimes I walk in, I'm like, I've met that guy 4 times. I don't know his name because he's casual, but at least I can still say, "G'day, mate. How you going?" And mate, we used to do a day off, and I used to take 2 people and McGarry fishing. And then I realised I was tying 3 people's knots all day. And I'm like, McGarry, you need to fucking learn how to tie your own fishing knots. Like, oh, I can. And I'm like, and it just got too hard and too wild. It is nice when staff can call you out on stuff though.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it doesn't probably happen enough, but if people do, like, I mean, you got to own your shit as well, right?
Yeah, totally.
And that's the problem with being the boss, right? You need... Sometimes your staff can just tell you what you want to hear. Yeah. And you need to be pulled in the line and check. You've got to check yourself. And if you're not going to do it yourself, you want your staff to be able to pull you up and go, hey, you made a wrong call there. Or
100%.
Well, I don't agree with that, and here's why. Because last year you said do this in the same circumstance. Now you're changing your mind. Just be consistent.
You try to lead by example and live your values day in, day out. But at the end of the day, we're human. And we're going to fuck up at some point.
If your staff can pull you up on it, okay, cool, I'll check myself and play on. I'm not going to get pissed off at anyone by pulling me in the line.
We do this every quarter. We go off-site, take all the leaders, so like Kai and Glenn and stuff, but also venue leaders, front of house, head chefs, like basically the whole management crew off-site, and go through this like 3 or 4 hour kind of conversation where it's like focused around just tell us all the achievements of the last quarter.
Yeah. It's like a massive brain dump from everyone, so you get a lot of different ideas.
And you want to hear from everyone, and we make sure like literally no one's allowed to not speak. It's going around the room asking everybody, and then it's like tell us all the fuck ups and all the lessons, and just get it all out. And it's just like this like process of strengths, weaknesses, what's trending, what's going on in the cafes, what's not, and get all that information. And then once we've like heard from everybody, then it's up to us to basically distill it down to what's important, what we're actually going to focus on every quarter, and it's great for them because they're getting their voices heard, their opinions, thoughts. Like, shit doesn't stay buried. It's a process and an expense, but it's so worth it because it just keeps us always like, you know, focusing on the right thing.
And it's good for the staff to see like certain issues. All of a sudden, you do it again next quarter. Yeah. And they're not the same issues anymore. So
that means you've had a positive outcome.
Shit that was a weakness is now on a strength board. Like, that's cool to see.
Yeah. Do you have values that you live by?
I reckon if we chatted about what each other's values were, they'd probably just align. And you guys have mentioned words already that have aligned with us, like integrity, consistency, giving a shit about other people. Like I'd say this, and probably more so in my retail like staffing as well, is that just look after the guy next to you. Him or her, or whoever it is, just you know, we're in this together, and sort of stay humble and loyal to the team around you. Like, you know, I didn't want to do this by myself. I wanted to create a team to share it with and share with other people. So, you know, we keep things transparent, sustainable, and also keep the whole industry sustainable. And sustainability means a lot of things to a lot of people. There's many different layers to what sustainability actually is. Whether it's caring for the environment, whether it's a solid supply chain, whether it's a sustainable product of a value,
even sustainable growth, right? Like
sustainable growth,
you know,
it's a big
I heard
word.
You guys talking about that before. I think that's a hard one to go. Hey, let's try and not grow as much because growth is hard.
Is there an element of like I've seen this personally as we grew, but is there an element of letting go that you've had to like? I struggled with it a lot, and it took me probably a couple of years to really start getting better at it. But for example, like, have you had one of your own coffees at a cafe and just been like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, just being disappointed with the quality.
Letting go is probably the biggest thing I learned a few years ago. Because in order to fortify and make the business better, you don't sweat the small stuff. Stuff that might mean a big deal because my name's on the bag, you have to just kind of bury that and sort of move around it and sort of keep going. Just because someone packed a box different to what I did, that's okay. If someone extracted a little bit different but the outcome's still positive, and a cup of coffee still tastes great but it wasn't how I would personally make it, that's okay. If someone's answered the phone a little bit different to how I would do it, that's okay. If my sales guys, and I've heard them talk to a client, that's not how I would have spoken to them, that's also okay, because the outcome's still positive and the outcome's still mutually beneficial for both parties. And in order to grow and really make a difference, you have to drop a few things, you know, and not sweat those little issues that aren't really, are they issues to you or are they issues to the whole business? And you just drop your personal shit aside, and it's really hard to do, but in order to move forward, you have to not look back on those things, you know.
The only other like official question I want to ask was around the partnership with you guys, with your mates, and in particular more so the carrots that get dangled from like CUB and that kind of stuff, and why it was like a no-brainer for you to not them back. There was multiple reasons why you want to pick these guys, but I'm also just want to hear from you guys about your thoughts, takes on that in terms of not signing with a national brewery with all the incentives that they try and throw at you.
I mean, you can probably cut it a few different ways, but at the end, I just feel good about it, dropping the big guys and like backing local guys, independent. Not only from just a money point of view, like profit staying here, it's a relationship game, and I don't know who I'm dealing with the big guys. Like, it's just about the product, where I think it's so much more than that.
Well, customer service, I think as well. Like, you've got you're a premium venue, and you've got guys who are like, oh, that shit won't sell, but obviously people are buying those products. And the beer is better. But two, I think that's where we always lean on is, and I'm sure Tim's the same, like customer service. You know, anyone who rings us up and like, fuck, I forgot to order. It's Friday afternoon or Thursday night, and you know, 3PL's cut down. You're never going to get a CUB rep going, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow, mate. You know, and that's something we pride ourselves on, is like, we will make it happen. Because in the end, you not having beer to pour, that's less beer for us to sell, and shit does happen in hospital. Like, people do forget, like, you know, and unfortunately it's a big deal for a small venue or a large venue not having beer on tap.
Have you guys ever run out of beer? And I'm interested with coffee as well.
Mate, we've never run out of beer, but we've definitely had challenges, like QA challenges, and you guys have witnessed it. Like, we sell a maximum amount of beer that we could do in a year produce. 4X Gold they produce that every day. in what we do in a year. So their QA and their equipment and their processes doesn't involve humans. There's no human error involved in that production line. It's literally all one person, from putting it into the keg to packaging it onto a pallet. It's wild, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. But we have so many people touching our beer along the production line into supply chain, and there's going to be issues. It's still a small business, so we've not run out of beer, but we've definitely had short supply chains in different customers, and we always look after on premise first. That's our fundamental rule. We're launching a new beer this week, which I wanted to bring. It's a mid-strength Larry. Didn't know it was going out, but it's in every Dan Murphy's, every BWS in Queensland. We have it in the
it's out already.
Yeah.
What about coffee? Have you ever got an influx of orders way more than anticipated? Because obviously it takes time to roast coffee.
I mean, that's the thing. We got to age it, right? So, if anything, we've sent out fresh coffee. So normally we'd like to send out 7 to 8 days off roast. Yeah. So once it's been roasted, we're holding at least 7 days to 8 days worth of stock minimum. During if we have a run of cold weather and it's a snap, people obviously drink more. So we're probably sending out fresher coffee. Yeah. As far as running out of green coffee goes, we've definitely made substitutes where the consumer will not. And that's where we're responsible for that product. We will sub in different coffees to make the flavour profile taste the same.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we've definitely run out of green due to shipping issues from origin and harvesting issues and low production issues. We don't want to make it seem like there's any issues behind the scenes. We want our customers to just know we're delivering on time every week, because that's a part of that service agreement, and we're standing behind that. You'll still get a great tasting product. All the stresses that we've faced, we don't want to show them to the customer, because we want the value to remain true to what it is. So
I think it's there's plenty of hospitality businesses who've started up and not seen the test of time. But everyone's got that vision in the head of, I know where I want to be, I just don't know what it looks like. But the passion's there and the values are there. You just don't have it written on a piece of paper yet.
Yeah. For me and my team, it's just a thank you for trusting in us, and taking us along with the journey. Because even very first time you sort of brought the idea to me, you said, well, we're going to have 2 or 3 stores within so many years, and I knew that, would be the case. And it's just trusting that process.
And it's a two-way street as well. And I think that's why the partnership's lasted so long. It's because we backed you just like you backed us. Yeah. And that's why we're here talking about it 8 years later.
Yeah.
I actually think that for me, when I see the linkage between hearing you guys talk about your values, the one straight one that lines up for me is passion. You guys are actually passionate about your product. You'll put whatever into it you need to, so that you're proud of what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
And that's also one of our key values at the Beach Bar, is a passion for what we're doing. And then that's why one of the reasons why the brands there's such alignment there. It's such a no-brainer choice. It's been a really great chat. Great to hear just your insights, your background, your stories and stuff. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with a friend
and follow us on socials.